What's going on, everybody? We're the Creepy Couple. I'm Mike.
I'm Sam.
And today we're going to talk about episode 3 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Before we continue, just so you know, there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode, go watch that first, then come back and see us. In my opinion, best episode so far.
Zemo needs to stop touching Bucky. Like, he really does. I'm like, stop.
So Zemo's with Sam and Bucky, and Bucky breaks him out, which is great. I just love that whole scene. So Bucky breaks him out, and he's explaining how they're going to break him out to Sam, and then all of a sudden, Zemo shows up.
Like,
because Sam's like, you're being a little too nonchalant about this. Yeah, it's because it already happened. It's so Bucky. Like, I love it.
It's like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, I guess he's here now.
One question that we had in our first episode got answered. Yeah, his trigger words have no effect.
Good for him.
It's perfect. He's no longer a puppet. If that's not clear evidence that he's no longer a puppet, then I don't know what is. Yeah. He cannot be controlled anymore. Good for him. Yeah.
Just
good for him.
Good for him.
Round of applause for Bucky real quick.
Also, I just remembered this. You need to remember that the actor is not their character, and y'all need to stop with your toxic shit. Like, that's terrible.
Yes.
You need to stop. Like, we're gonna pretend like, ooh, those people in the fandom, we don't know who they are. They can't sit with us at lunch.
You want to go in a little deeper with that for anybody who might not know the story?
Oh, so if anyone didn't hear, a bunch of Marvel fans started harassing and bullying Wyatt Russell on Instagram, I believe it was, and literally he deleted it. Like, why do that? He's not John Walker, and he's not like,
I mean, you and I talk shit about John Walker, the character, all the time, and we do it when we're texting friends and all as well, but we've never said anything bad about the actual actor Wyatt Russell.
I literally said last episode, I hate his character, but I'm sure the man's very nice.
Yes.
I literally said, those are my words.
And he's done so many other roles where he's completely different. I mean, watch 22 Jump Street if you haven't. His character in that movie is night and day from John Walker. So if you are one of those people that will harass an actor or actress online over their character because you just don't like the character in any genre, you're part of the problem. So there's a lot of exposition in this episode. For example, at one point Zemo is explaining what happened to Sokovia after the events of Age of Ultron, and basically just explains how the neighboring countries came in, took over, and now it's off the map. There is no more Sokovia. It's just run by other countries, and there's a memorial to what happened after the events of Age of Ultron. It's little things like that just, you know, you don't really know what happened after certain events because they had to progress with the movies. Yeah. Now they're able to fill in those little blanks. Granted, feels a little rushed or a little forced at times, but at least we have the information. There's really no other way to fill in those gaps.
Yeah. And then you learn, of course, what happened with Sharon.
Yeah.
During all those years in between Civil War and Infinity War.
Well, one thing that we can confirm is she wasn't blipped.
Yeah. She was.
Which, can I just express how much the term blip bothers me?
Yeah, it's stupid. Like, when did that start again?
Was that
in Far From Home?
Yeah, that was Far From Home when they started calling it the blip, whereas for a couple of years, we've all been calling it the snap. They should have just gone with us. Call it the snap.
Yeah, but, it's a little bit more direct than blip.
But I guess we have to get used to that terminology. They're going to use that moving forward.
No.
But yeah, we confirmed that Sharon didn't go away in the blip, and she's just been hiding after stealing Cap's shield and Falcon's gear in Civil War. And because that was the last time that we saw her, right?
Mm-hmm. We didn't see her for a long time.
Yeah. But then Sam and her strike a deal, and hopefully she'll be able to come back to the States. I loved her in this more than in any other movie.
Yeah,
so far.
I'm not a Sharon fan. I won't lie. I'm really not. But she was actually a little bit more likable in this. I was like, okay.
She was definitely more rough around the edges.
Yeah,
which
that's why
I think, yeah, which I think had to come with what she dealt with.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. We don't know everything that she went through between that time period. And she was around. So, that would actually be probably a good show. So basically the whole story for this episode is obviously Bucky and Sam know from the previous episode that there is a super soldier serum. Somebody developed it, and they know they wanted to go to Zemo to find out if he could track down the source, which he's able to, and they start doing. And one of those instances is Zemo, Sam, and Bucky going into a basically like just an underground shady bar for
owned by Selby.
Yep, for a bunch of hitmen and other assassins. And Bucky has to kick some ass and pretend to be the Winter Soldier and under Zemo's control. And everybody knows him there. So long story short, because this episode can get pretty confusing, they do find the source. And it was a guy who was able to take the blood that we basically are able to confirm was from Isaiah Bradley.
He was annoying.
He was. Some scientists
Shut up.
Take the blood from Isaiah Bradley, which, Isaiah said in the last episode they did while he was jailed. Mm-hmm. I think he said he was able to take some failed experiments and basically isolate what worked and make a new form of a serum. And he said it's not to make somebody so jacked and muscular. It was just to enhance them and make them perfect. Exactly, hidden. And then he confirmed that the leader of that organization that believes the blip is a good idea stole it. Stole all 20 vials. Yep. So now we know where the source was and how it got to them. But we won't know anymore because guess what Zemo did? Killed him right then and there.
What a shock. Shocking, really.
I mean, obviously there's way more to what happened, but they threw so much at us in this episode.
Yeah.
It was insane. I really tried to pay attention to what was going on. This was, I think, the one episode where we talked the least to each other because we're really trying to.
There's always me making comments.
Yeah.
I can't keep it in myself. Look at me. Do I look like I'm someone who can look at something and be like, what an idiot?
So towards the end, we also see the more villainous side to the ProBlip group. But it's interesting because we also see a more human side to them as well. So there's an organization that helps people that were affected by the blip. Helps them get back on their feet. So the ProBlip terrorists are with these people in need. And you see the leader with a loved one that is sick.
Yeah.
And you see that there's a little more to them, and there's probably a deeper reason why they're doing what they do, rather than just, this was a good idea. But we don't know too many details yet. However, towards the end, she blows up that whole building. That whole organization with people.
She doesn't blow up the whole building. She blew up the car, which ignited the fire and set the entire building on fire, burning everyone alive.
Right.
Yeah. And he was like, wait.
Yeah, her buddy there was like.
He was like, that wasn't part of the plan.
Those people in there.
And she's like, well, they're not going to know any different. They only
this
know
is
violence.
All they know.
But it's like, I don't think you needed to set them on fire.
It's like you kind of feel for them at times, but then
don't.
Yeah. And I'm probably gonna sound like a broken record with this every week, but one of the big highlights is Sam and Bucky's relationship and their dynamic with each other, and just what Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie are bringing to the characters.
They fighting like 5-year-olds.
That's the thing. They feed off each other so well, and that's such a joy to see. I wish we had that earlier, to be honest. I wish we were able to experience that joy for years prior, but I'm glad we finally have it now. This is the right entity for them.
Yeah, no. They're doing a great job. Definitely enjoying the show.
Absolutely.
I still want more Winter Soldier flashbacks.
We might get them.
I want them.
We absolutely might get them. Well, we're also going to see maybe a little more of his past coming up because of how the show ended.
True.
So we see Bucky start to pick up these balls that are emitting some kind of sound, and they are a frequency, and they are the balls that made up the bracelets for the people of Wakanda, like Shuri, as you saw in Infinity War, let's say. Mm-hmm. And then, come to find out, Bucky found another Wakandan warrior.
No idea who she is, though.
I have no idea. It's not Okoye.
No. It's not. Obviously, we would have been freaking out. You especially would have been freaking out because you're such a Michonne fan as well. But yes, not her, but obviously she knows who he is because of his time spent in Wakanda. Yeah.
So maybe
he knows who she is.
He clearly knows who she is. So maybe we'll get a little more there.
She's obviously there, and this is just what I think. She's there to get revenge for what Zemo did to T'Challa's dad.
Yeah. So overall, I think this episode gave us the most information that we've had so far. And it still had a great amount of action, which I was able to enjoy.
Yeah. Definitely very cool.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, and tune again next time. Take care.
Bye.